So if you've been paying attention to the show, you would have seen that I had my eyes all over the NHL this morning. Vancouver played off against Detroit. You had Montreal against Dallas. Unfortunately, I woke up kind of late, so my fantasy got screwed because Alexander Romanov of the Islanders was deemed out like an hour before the game began, so I didn't actually have time to set my lines. I sat Mike Matheson today, dude, and that guy went off against the Dallas Stars. Super unfortunate for me, but that's not the most unfortunate thing that we had seen out of this game, even with the idea in mind that the Montreal Canadiens were not able to get it done. They lost. But this is probably the craziest and dumbest and just most unfortunate moment of the entire game. 16:35 to go in the second period. You have a rush going the opposite way. The Dallas Stars get the puck at the red line, the center ice line, and you have Yoel Armia chasing the puck, going straight. You've got Rafael Harvey-Pinard right on the intact sign, also going straight. And as Armia turns into Rafael Harvey-Pinard, you see the collision on the screen. There's an awkward fall. There's a really bad outcome. Rafael Harvey-Pinard has to get helped off the ice afterwards. And the replay didn't look great either. The guy had something with his knee in this play, and it was one of, the craziest, stupidest accidents we could see. Obviously, I'm not trying to diminish the situation or reduce the impact that a Rafael Harvey-Pinard may have had happen to him based on this incident, but, come on. You skate into your own guy, the guy's turning around, you fall like this on top of each other. That's a crazy accident, and it's pretty dumb. However, after this play, we had ourselves the unfortunate conclusion that Rafael Harvey-Pinard would not be returning to the game. And that's not surprising in the slightest. You also had Kent Hughes and his reaction to the entire moment up on top at the press box. Priyanka Emmerth went out there and tweeted this out. "If you've got to be kidding me had a face, Habs GM Kent Hughes as Rafael Harvey-Pinard left the game injured says it all." And you can see it, man. He knows that this is not good. And I get it, you could go out there and bring up a perspective like this one. I don't think Rafael Harvey-Pinard makes much of a difference whether he plays or not. The Canadiens have plenty of fourth-liners. That's certainly a fair point to bring up, but at the same time, that's not really what this is about. This is about Rafael Harvey-Pinard, who is a guy who has been kind of held back by injuries already this season. He's already missed a whole bunch of games, being put in yet another spot where he is being pushed down. The hockey gods are sending yet another sign that his time is not now, even though he's had such a storied tenure as a Canadiens prospect, a 2019 7th-round overage pick, who eventually worked his way up into the NHL, battling through thick and thin, overage draftee, Chicoutimi Saguenay captain, run around the Huskies captain, QMJHL hard-working stud, who eventually translated that success into the AHL, and for a brief stint last year, into the NHL too. 20 points, 34 games played. Harvey-Pinard was on fire. He had 14 goals and 6 assists in 34 games played. That is straight up a 30-goal pace that he was scoring at in his limited sample last year. But this year, oh no. He had a huge setback earlier on, missed a ton of games, recently came back, and now he has this? Based off of the magnitude of the injury, based off of how he was crawling off and he had to get helped off and everything, based off of everything we know, there's no way this guy isn't going to be out for the rest of the year, right? Right? It is just such an unfortunate situation, and you can't really help but feel bad for the guy. His entire path has been one of defying adversity, but here in 23-24, he seems to have got more of that in spades compared to what we're used to seeing out of this guy. But with Harvey-Pinard out and everything going down there, I mean, it hasn't officially been confirmed by the Canadiens yet that he is out for a while, but the Habs did recall Josh Waugh earlier today from the Laval Rocket, and that's a decision that I don't think anybody is going to be too surprised about. Waugh has been kind of the up-and-down guy. He was all right in his brief NHL stint already. So with Harvey-Pinard potentially being sidelined and the Canadiens needing to fill up that roster spot, Josh Waugh seems to be the guy to do that. In fact, let's go over to the Canadiens and their Twitter. yeah, it doesn't go out there and talk much about the Rafael Harvey-Pinard thing. It just says that, yeah, he left the game and he wouldn't return. So I guess for now, we're going to be waiting for a Rafael Harvey-Pinard, what is it, like a verdict as to how long he's going to be out for? But for now, it's Josh Waugh that's filling up that roster spot from Laval. Let's just go over Waugh's profile briefly before we end off this video. 20 years old, 6 feet, everything about him is the same as what we're used to, and this season he's got 32 points in 40 AHL games played. So definitely a great season for a first-year pro in the AHL, already one of the most important players on Laval. And he had 2 points in 6 games with his brief NHL stint last time. Even that point production, honestly, a point every 3 games is not bad in the slightest, especially for a 20-year-old 5th-round pick from 3 years ago. This guy was already defying adversity too. Young, up-and-coming guy who was a late-round draft pick making the NHL soon. What's not there to like about this entire profile? Literally just a season after being a QMJHL stud, he's found himself playing meaningful minutes in a call-up role for a Montreal Canadiens team that has so much development to go through. For Rafael Harvey-Pinard, we saw that story last year. Maybe Josh Waugh, with a little bit more confidence and a little bit more ice time, can make something more out of this stint here. But if you consider Rafael Harvey-Pinard potentially being out for a long time, then hey, Josh Waugh, you've got room to maneuver, man. You've got a lot of opportunities to go out there and do this. So one guy is coming back in Alex Newhook, another guy is leaving in Harvey-Pinard, and then another guy is coming up in Josh Waugh. The Montreal Canadiens just cannot stop going out there and rotating things around. The top 2 guys from the Laval Rocket are now in the Habs, Gignac and Waugh. Maybe try to get some sort of a reunion going. Who really knows? There's chemistry there, right? I don't know what the Canadiens are planning to do, but for now, coming off the heels of their 3-2 loss against the Dallas Stars, we had ourselves this terrible injury moment that I think nobody goes out there and wants to see, but hey, we had the updates as to what the Canadiens seem to be doing to combat that. We'll also be paying attention to when Rafael Harvey-Pinard's entire timeline will be announced too. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Josh Waugh getting called up to the Canadiens, Rafael Harvey-Pinard's freak injury scare against the Yoel Armia spinning around in the neutral zone kind of move, how everything came about, who's to blame for this situation, and the following repercussions as to what this could mean for Harvey-Pinard and his career, honestly. Like, 25 years old, he's still pretty young, he's still got a lot of time to go, but like, getting reduced playing time in so few games compared to last season. I mean, last year, the guy played 76 hockey games. This year, he's got 24, and he may stay at 24 for a while. That's not great for the development of a young guy, especially of that who was a 7th-round journeyman who forced his way into the NHL. So, thoughts in the comment section about Harvey-Pinard and Josh Waugh. I hope you enjoyed this Vrishaj Roll 9, and bye.